Introduction. It's really about the interview, making it count 9 to 5 during business hours etiquette and then after hours etiquette. You really want to prepare the night before, get plenty of sleep, and have a well-balanced meal, and dress up, never down, and prepare yourself with questions and answers that you might have. If you don't know certain answers, it's okay to ask questions. It does build knowledge. And likewise, these may seem to be obvious things. However, a person that I'm preparing to interview with told me that somebody showed up for an interview in a t-shirt, jeans, and no resume. Totally unacceptable, as we know, but it's important. Not everybody considers this, so it is important. You want to get acquainted with the job role and use the internet and other valuable resources to research the company. You can use pamphlets or flyers, ask other employees questions if you have the opportunity, and familiarize yourself even with message boards if you can as well. You really want to show up on time, of course, and calculate your route the night before and call a day ahead to confirm. It's okay to arrive 15 minutes early, no sooner. And you want to introduce yourself upon arrival and appear prepared and ready. You want to smile and be confident and positive and know with whom you are meeting. Always have good eye contact, maintain good posture, and a firm handshake. These things are important. They can be memorable and offer a person a chance to remember you and offer you back for a second interview and possibly a position. As well, offer memorable comments or compliments. You can ask logical questions. Always ask for a business card and follow up with a thank you letter. It does help to have somebody remember your name. During the job, you want to leave your feelings at the door. Leave your personal life at home. Everybody has them. However, you're in a work environment, it's not very professional. You want to be professional at all times, as well as respect other people's opinions and be courteous and do not interrupt. When you don't interrupt, it allows you to look socially generous. Engage, but allow others to be heard as well, and you want to do so in the tone that the setting is in. You don't want to be louder or even lower. You want to be mindful of those with handicaps or disabilities. Believe this or not, according to the U.S. Department of Labor in the United States, there's 55.8% people that have disabilities, which represent 23% of our workforce today. Because people have handicaps doesn't mean they're incompetent. You can offer help if they need it, but a lot of times they are capable of doing their jobs. You always want to maintain integrity on the job and honor company policies and procedures. Respecting business communications and networking guidelines is very important. Also, respecting company property, be honest, and be accountable. These things that build up self-rapport. You want to be an honest person. Nobody likes a liar, and it often can promote business promotions. Be proactive and get involved. This makes you socially active within your peers, and if you keep up with current events, that's also good. It gives you something to talk about. Share passions and interests and be compassionate with others. It's always inviting for somebody to want to speak with you. Choose friends and acquaintances wisely. We all know that can be a detriment, but you want to be careful, and also, once again, still try to keep your personal life out of your business life. You want to be flexible, flexible and open-minded, because that can allow you also to be open for constructive criticism. And in the business world, as we all know, we are critiqued by our instructors and people like on the staff, and that's very important for our business success, because we want to strive for success. Okay. Don't promise what you can't deliver. That's very important. If you try to overwhelm yourself with projects and you're not able to follow through and you become consistent with that pattern, it can cost you your job. So you want to stay within guidelines and things that you can do. You always want to follow through with your commitments, because if you don't follow through, then it doesn't make it a commitment. You You want to be able to accept constructive criticism. Like I said, it's important. It will help you build professional value. Also, you want to avoid gossip, foul jokes, and mindless chatter. They are not in the workplace. There's no place for that in the workplace. You also want to respect other people's personal space. I don't like my space invaded. I'm sure you guys don't either. That's important. And it can also be considered as harassment. Somebody's always watching. Just remember that. There's always security cameras. There's your co-workers, people in the bathroom. You always want to be careful of what you say and what you do on the job. You want to also respect, after business hours, respect your social networking guidelines. And when in doubt, rule it out. It's not worth it. Remain courteous and professional and maintain confidentiality and trust. Once again, you can build good relationships this way, and that's important on and off the job. You want to communicate effectively and appropriately and pay attention to your surroundings. That's also quite important. There are people that do shop at Kmart, such as our bosses, our peers, and you want to be careful of what you say around other people or when you're in public at all times. Another item is keep your personal life private. Once again, you don't want to bring your work home. You don't want to take your homework to work with you. You want to keep them separate, and also be very mindful of Facebooks, blogs, and public websites where you're putting your information out there. It's important because a lot of employers will look at that now to judge you for employment. And you want to avoid gossip outside the office. There's no place for it inside or outside. It's just not professional, and it's not very liking, and it's not appealing, especially even to myself. You want to communicate professionally and effectively inside and outside the office. That's important because, once again, it helps to build good relationships and also to create a good balance in the way you speak and carry yourself at work and at home. Volunteer often. That also helps to build your self-esteem, make you feel better about yourself, and you can also be called upon to do extra jobs at the office if people know you're willing to volunteer. You want to maintain consistent behavior, like I stated, in the office and outside the office, and avoid negative talk and actions. When you're out in the evening, such as perhaps at a club, nightclub, you always want to make sure that you're behaving professionally, or at least in a manner where you're not being belligerent. If you drink alcohol, know your limits. That's very important because a lot of people can get carried away and lose jobs for acting accordingly like that outside the workplace. Again, be positive and maintain professionalism. That also helps to build self-esteem and good rapport. Do unto others as you would have done to yourself. If you are respectful towards other people, they will give you back the same respect. And be organized in thought and work, and it helps to create a very healthy balance professionally and physically. And in conclusion, it's important to really maintain professionalism and integrity on and off the clock. First impressions are a one-shot deal, and you never get a second